Hey everyone, and welcome to Unsupervised Deep Learning, GANs and Variational Autoencoders. So who am I? I'm known as the lazy programmer, and machine learning is both my passion and my profession. I have 2 master's degrees that focused on machine learning, data science, and artificial intelligence, the first of which I earned over 10 years ago, before machine learning was even considered cool. I have 10 years of industry experience doing full-stack development, back-end development, big data processing, and obviously machine learning. I've worked in multiple companies that we now call big tech. I've worked in startups, and I've worked as an independent contractor. Guys, I have really seen it all. I know what it takes to succeed in machine learning, and I know what to look for when I need to hire good people. As a mentor and a teacher, both online and offline, it's in my best interest to make sure that the recipients of my teachings perform at their best. So what is this course about? Well, it's just like the title says. It's about unsupervised deep learning, it's about GANs, and it's about variational autoencoders. So what does this mean? Firstly, GANs and variational autoencoders are examples of unsupervised deep learning. They are unsupervised because they don't require labels to learn. This is very important. Why is this important? Because most of the data in the world is not labeled. For example, most of the data on the internet does not come with nice structured labels. Furthermore, labeling data is a very expensive and time-consuming process. Somebody has to do it, and that person has to get paid, unless you want to do it yourself. But unsupervised learning by itself is very cool. Using unsupervised learning, we've been able to figure out the underlying structure in data. For example, we know how to transform 1s into 7s and 7s into 9s. We know which knobs to turn when we want to tweak certain features of faces. For example, we can take a face and make it look older or younger. Therefore, we have learned which feature controls age. We can take a face and make it smile or frown. Therefore, we have learned which feature controls facial expression. We can take a face and add glasses, beards, different colored hair, and more. In this course, you will learn the fundamentals of unsupervised deep learning. This course is split up into 3 phases. In the first phase, we will review generative modeling without deep learning. This is like a mini review of Bayesian networks and latent variable models. To apply these concepts to real data, we will apply the variational Gaussian mixture model. This adds Bayesian machine learning and variational inference to the vanilla GMM. Variational inference brings us to our next topic, where we will study variational autoencoders. Variational autoencoders might sound like regular autoencoders, but in fact, they are very different. In this course, you will learn why they are so powerful and why they made such a big impact in deep learning. In the third phase, we will look at GANs, or Generative Adversarial Networks. The famous deep learning pioneer Yann LeCun had this to say about GANs. He said they were the most interesting idea in the past 10 years in machine learning. GANs are the most powerful technique when it comes to generating realistic and believable images and sounds. They've spawned projects like thispersondoesnotexist.com and whichfaceisreal.com, both of which I highly recommend you visit to get a taste of just how powerful GANs can be. I recommend going to whichfaceisreal.com, where you get to play a game to try and guess which out of the 2 images is real and which is fake. I think you'll agree with me that it's nearly impossible to tell which faces are real and which faces have been generated by a computer. So who should take this course? Well, you should take this course if you're tired of typical online courses like this, where it takes 20 hours just to learn 3 lines of scikit-learn. That's nice, but I don't need a course to learn that. I don't need someone to tell me about these hand-wavy intuitions, but then never explain the actual math or implementation. Guys, this stuff is so easy, I just teach it for free. On the flip side, if you're tired of the typical academic course, then this course is for you. Guys, I've been there. College courses go way too fast. You learn 10 different algorithms in 1 semester, and it's just page after page of equations. The problem is, no one ever explains where these equations come from, and you still don't have enough opportunity to practice coding. When you're sleep deprived and you're just trying to get a passing grade, you don't really learn the material. So what's the solution? The The solution is this course, which is something in between the typical online course and the typical college course. Yes, there's intuition, but we still derive everything from the ground up, using basic first principles. We use real programming and real math, not just scikit-learn and hand-waving. We're not going to spend 5 hours on introductory Python. You came here to learn machine learning, not how to write hello world. We focus on just a few algorithms so that you can make sure you learn every point in depth. And that's really what's needed to gain a good understanding. So whether you're a student, a professional, or you just want to take on a new hobby, if you really want to understand this topic and apply it in the real world, then this course is for you. Sign up now and I'll see you in the next lecture.